Alright, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video. This one is a few tips to double your sales rates. So as you know, running an agency or a consulting business or a coaching business, or even in some cases a high-ticket online course business, you're taking a lot of sales calls. And I've probably taken over like 600 sales calls at this point, and I have about a 60% close rate as of this month, right? Not across all of those calls. It took me a while to get that good. And really, what are the things that allow me to close so effectively? Like, how do I turn meetings into sales so consistently? And how can you? And so before we get into this video, I want to announce a couple things. So first of all, if you have any questions about sales, about running an agency, a consulting or a coaching, or a high-ticket course business, a great place to find me is Instagram. I put up some pretty good content daily on my stories. It's a great place to follow, okay? The other thing is, look, if you're interested in getting help one-on-one or through one of our online programs to scale your consulting business, we have a link in the description, and also there will be a little pop-up where you can schedule a strategy session with myself, see if you're a fit. And if you're a good fit, I'll bring you in. If you're not, I'll be honest and tell you, okay? So I just want to fill my calendar with people who need help. And if you want to speak with me personally or a highly trained team member, schedule a call, and we're going to see if you're a good fit for the six-figure marketing consultant program. All right. So that being said, let's get into the video. What I'm going to do is share some of the lessons that I've learned having conducted, multiple hundreds of sales calls. And I can literally show proof of this. Keely, my video editor, if you want to throw in, I'm just going to search on my Google Calendar like sales call or something. You can just see how many results there are. Like just loads of these, all right? And I've taken them from here at my computer, and I've sold anywhere from just a small $1,000 package all the way up to taking like $8,500 up front to like $15,000 packages where I train. There's all kinds of things that I've sold on these calls, and like what allows me to have this sort of a sales rate. So I want to talk about the first most important thing, and that's selling yourself first. So when you have an offer and you kind of bring it to market, I'm just making sure I'm recording audio. You bring it to market. Like, people see through your crap. People will know within seconds of seeing you whether your offer is something that you're confident in or not. Whether they know consciously or not. Subconsciously, we kind of can read each other's intent, right? And so really, I'm passionate and I love seeing people grow their business using my programs, grow their business using my agency's help, whatever it may be, right? And I have total confidence in what I'm selling, what I'm offering. And because of that, it just plays through on these calls. Like, people will be like, oh, it's not really the best fit for me. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like, this is exactly what you need. Here's why. And when you're on these calls, man, like, if you don't have that same level of conviction, you haven't sold yourself on what you're doing, your sales rates will be, a third of what they could be, guaranteed. And that's why, like, if you ever work a sales gig, only work a sales gig at a company that you trust and that you actually rep their products. Because if you don't, you're just going to be lying through your teeth. And even if you do make a lot of sales, you're not going to be able to sleep at night. So rep what you sell. Trust it. Build an amazing product or service. It's something that you believe in, and your sales rates will go up. It's really that simple. Sell yourself first. So what's interesting is that, for example, with my agency, we're working on right now like a $7,000 a month deal with actually a client who's totally out of our niche. I'm just playing with other niches and seeing what I can do, right? And I was on this meeting, and I was talking with them, and the guy's name was Rob. He's this guy who works for, it's a recruiting agency. So, they help people find jobs, high-level jobs, like CEO or higher-level jobs, and they take 20% of the first year's salary, which is a really cool little business model if you're not familiar with recruiting agencies. And so I'm like, all right, I'll help you find clients, people who are looking for jobs. I figure we can run ads, look-like audience off of their email list or something, get people down a funnel to schedule a call. And I realized that, like, the reason I was so confident in my ability to help them came from a couple things. First of all, I've done it myself. Second of all, I trust the process. I've seen this done before. I've seen other people do it before. And how I got my first client when I didn't have that result, I'd seen it done before and I understood the process. Like, I knew what it would take. And I kind of generally knew what they should expect. And that made it so much easier because I trusted it. And so going from 0 to 1, when you don't have that trust, what you need to lean on is trust in the fact that the worst case scenario is you give them a refund and you stay on good terms. You see what I'm saying? So you need to be convicted, whether it's in your ability to help or in the risk that you're taking by selling. You need to know what you're getting yourself into and just have total conviction in that. So that's a huge, huge thing. Sell yourself first. Be confident. Not just confident like caking on, putting on a mask confident, but confident like, don't mess with me confident. Like, don't play with me on these calls. I know that I can help. And as long as you're qualified, like if you schedule a call with me, for example, for my program, I say no a lot. You'll probably get a no from me. But if you get a yes, good luck walking away. Like, my goal is to change your business forever, right? Build in better systems, automated systems for getting clients coming to you. Get you better at sales. Build you a team if you need it. Build a better offer. Fix your broken psychology so you can build a bigger business. Like, these are things that you need. And, it's crazy how much people would charge for people at a higher level for these things. Like, CEOs of companies, they pay hundreds of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars at least, to people who will help them with just a fraction of these sorts of things, right? And so when I have that level of confidence in what I'm offering, same with my agency. Like, the fact that I've been able to, spend like $500 a day, $1,000, $2,000 a day for clients before, like, that gives me like total unfiltered confidence in what I'm doing, right? And so, of course, it's a feedback loop. So, like, in order to get clients confident, that you need to have had clients that you've gotten results for. So it's like, and it loops like that. So if you're a beginner and you're at zero, the way you break that is not being afraid of the risk. Have confidence in your ability to handle the relationship issues that might come if things don't work out the way that they do. It's that simple. Literally, don't be afraid of a refund. It happens a lot to a lot of people's first clients. Now, do you want to purposefully make it happen? No. Happens to me, happens to a lot of first clients. They don't really know how to navigate it. It's a new thing. Totally fine. It's not a big deal. So that's the first thing. Sell yourself first. And it's not just confidence. It's like conviction. It's a bigger word, conviction. So sell yourself first. Trust and believe in what you're selling. The next thing. So the next thing is basically don't, like, how do I say this? Get meetings with warm leads. Don't get meetings with cold leads. Don't try and sell on the phone. You want the phone to be like an order intake form. You don't want to sell on the phone. You want to, like, approve of people on the phone. You want to say, yeah, you're a good fit. Here's why. Hop on it on the phone. You want to say, here's the price tag. Is that good? They're like, yep, no worries. Let's go. That's what you want to do on the phone, right? You don't want to be selling. The only selling you're going to do is objection handling. And that's just a little bit. So how do you get to a point where you're not even selling on the phone? Well, you build in leverage. You build in systems and processes that kind of sell for you before they even hop on the phone. Things like testimonials from other people. Things like great messaging. If you build a funnel, if you build a case study funnel, which is actually something that I teach in the course, how to build like this funnel, people will go down it, schedule the call with you, and they'll already be warm on that call by the time they speak with you. Whether you're selling agency services, consulting services, whatever, they go down that funnel, and by the end of it, they're really ready to go. But you want to build that. Build something that sells for you at scale, right? You don't want to be selling on the phone. You want to be qualifying on the phone. So talk with warm leads. Warm them up before the call. Unless you're talking like, huge deals that are worth working on like that, like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 deals or more, depending on where you're at with your agency. Maybe even that's not that big of a deal for you. Unless you're willing to work on a deal because it's like a lot of capital, a lot of money for you, then don't sell on the phone. Build systems that sell for you so that by the time the phone call comes, all you're doing is breaking false beliefs, handling objections, and enrolling into if it's your course, if it's your agency service, whatever it is, you're onboarding right then and there, right? So that's another thing. So you don't want to sell on the phone. You want to build in systems so that you're selling like before they're even on the phone. They're already sold pretty much. They just want to see what the price tag is and they're ready to go pretty much, right? So that's another thing. Sell before the phone. I'll say that so first of all, let me recap. We have sell yourself first. Build something that is of value. Like something really freaking good. Test it. Mature it. Season it up a little bit. Make it really good. The second thing, don't sell on the phone. Like, don't think that, your job is to sell. Because it's really not. It's It's really just to qualify. It's to like ask good questions, see where they're at, help them out a little bit if you can, and bring them in. Like you want to sell before the phone. So the next thing is basically detaching from the close. And I talk a lot about this in the course, once again, my online course. Like, look, if you're coming to a call expecting a close, you're already screwed. You can't want to sell anything. You have to just be totally attached to like diagnosing and figuring out if they're a good fit for what you have to offer. If they're a good fit, then selling them will be easy. Because you're almost selling yourself on the phone. Like you're selling yourself on the concept of being able to help them. That's what you're doing. So if you can sell yourself on your ability to help this client and you become totally convicted that you're able to help them, and you sell yourself by diagnosing and hearing where they're at and, you know, sort of understanding their current like state and where they're at, and then getting them to close on whatever it is you have to offer is going to be significantly easier because now you've kind of sold yourself on the fact that you can help them, and your conviction will bleed into the conversation, right? So detach from the sale, attach completely to understanding where they are and sort of selling yourself. So then if you're sold and you see exactly how what you have to offer will help them specifically with what problems they've shared with you on that call, then getting them to buy will be incredibly easy. Like, not 100%. Obviously, people have all kinds of reservations, but there's all kinds of issues you honestly can't fix for somebody up here. Sometimes they just have all kinds of weird things going on in their head, and you're just not going to be able to help them. Or they're dead broke. That's another thing, too, that happens. You know, it's no big deal. Let's move on. So that's a couple things so far. Sell yourself first. Do the selling on the front end. Don't sell on the phone. Diagnose on the phone. Detach from the sale. Okay? And then the last thing, and this is kind of just like an added tip, like, honestly, it's a learning curve. Like, this isn't so much a tip, but more just setting an expectation for you. So, like, I've done, like, 600 plus calls, I'm sure. Like, at least 500. At least. And what I've seen is, like, it's a steep learning curve. So, like, the first 100, I didn't make as much as I'll make on the next 20. You know? And you just got to understand that that's really what you're in for. Like, it's a curve. It kind of goes up like this. So just go for volume at the start. Like, don't go for quality, just go for volume. I know that kind of contradicts with my previous point of sell before the phone. But again, that's, you know, as you scale, you build better systems, basically, right? But when you're at the start, just go for volume. Just speak to people, man. Just talk to them and hear where they're at and get really good at communicating and develop your EQ, which is sort of your intelligence quota, but for emotional, like intelligence on an emotional level. So you got IQ, intelligence quota or quotient, I'm not sure, and then emotional intelligence, an understanding of people, where they're at, what their issues are, what's going on in their brain, why they think the way that they do. And when you develop that EQ and you kind of begin to understand where people are at, it just gets easier and easier to sell them. And so that's something you really want to understand. So it doesn't matter what you're selling, agency services, anything else like that. Those are the things that have allowed me to sell so well, is because honestly, those 4 things, like literally, dude, come back to this video consistently because those 4 things are going to change your consulting business, whether you're doing coaching, agency, high ticket course, you're doing trainings, masterminds, whatever it is that you're doing. That's what's going to move the needle for you. I guarantee it. I haven't seen a video made like this before. These 4 things will change your business, guaranteed. And I go much more in depth on all of these things inside of my program, the 6-Figure Marketing Consultant. And I want you to schedule a call. Use the link in the description, top link in the comments. Take action on this thing. Because what I've done is I've basically built out everything that you need in order to succeed. And I'm going to get dislikes. I'm going to say, you're just using YouTube to plug your course. Well, duh, because I'm building a business. So what I want you to do is schedule a call. And worst case scenario, you're going to get some free advice from me, just some free help. And if you're not a good fit, I'll tell you. So it's really no big deal. And I want to get you in if you're a good fit. If you don't want to take the, take the next step, just enjoy the free content, message me over on Instagram, and just enjoy what you're getting for free. Join the Facebook group, message over on Instagram. You know, I feel like really my goal is just to help people realize what they're sitting on with the internet being the way that it is. Like, you can indoctrinate at scale like thousands of people for an offer, man. Like, mix these 2 variables. Like, imagine having a $5,000 offer of some kind, like an agency service or something like that. And then building a platform for yourself of people who might want your help, and then just calling them over to it, right? And that's what I teach you to do. And that's like the perfect business. It's freaking cool. So yeah, hopefully this video helps you. I had to end it with a bit of a plug because, again, I love what I do, and I want you to take action on it. But hopefully, even without that course, you're still getting a lot of value from this, because what I want, and I literally had a call recently with somebody who actually ended up investing in the program, and he said, I got to like 12 grand a month profit before I even invested, just watching your free content. So really, I'm putting out some good stuff here, and I hope you enjoy it. And this is stuff I've learned from working with over 100 people one-on-one, getting a bunch of people into the course, doing over 500 meetings with you guys. I just want to thank you. It's a pleasure. I love getting to do it. And I hope these 4 things help you make better sales and scale your business. So thanks once again. If you have any questions, shoot me a DM. And yeah, see you later.